It's Saturday, July 7th. Welcome to Pastor Bob Daily. A friend on Facebook said this: "Ever since I was a little one, I've been made fun of by everyone from strangers to my own family. I'm always making mistakes, and I feel like I have to prove myself all the time. It feels as though no one loves me or will ever love me. My parents are always telling me to be more like my younger sister. They have rarely, if ever, told me they were proud of me. I'm a Christian, and I've prayed for God to take away the pain of being a failure and a disgrace. I've read hundreds of scriptures and have spoken to Christian counselors, but I'm severely tempted with the thought of suicide. No matter what I do, I always see myself as unworthy of anyone's time. I know you're probably really busy, but I really need some advice." Thank you. And the reason I decided to do this one in a podcast was because I think a lot of you probably feel this way. You know, it's really difficult, listen, when you try to live up to someone else's standards. Now, I'm really thankful for my family. I don't know how many times I've heard that encouragement, that they're proud of me, that they're encouraged by the work I'm doing. They're behind me, and their support has been amazing over the years, even when it was difficult, because I'm really like this too. I'm really different than most people I know, especially growing up. Can you imagine? I grew up in a very small rural farm community where most people listen to country western music, and it definitely was not me. So I was one of those outcasts always being told by the people around me that I was weird, that I was stupid, that I was no good, in school, out of school. I understand what you're talking about. But you know, I also understand that they weren't correct. They were trying to get me to conform to what they thought was normal. You know, I don't want to be that kind of normal. And I have a feeling that you don't either. You know, it's exciting to see what happens to people who are not normal, who exceed expectations and usually go on to do some pretty incredible things. Now, I know you can be one of those. You see, you're not limited to what people around you think you ought to be. And you're not a failure. You know, you may be very unique, in fact, more unique than people around you. You just simply need to figure out what it is that you need to do, where you're going, what in life is calling you, and do it to the best of your ability. You're not a failure. You're not a disgrace. Now, one of the greatest things for me was several years ago going back to that school that I graduated from where, you know, I wasn't understood very well at all. Picked on a lot, all of that. And I went back as the speaker for the graduating class that year. And that was a huge thing for me, that they asked me to do that. And, you know, I think I probably exceeded people's expectations. I don't think they expected me to be anything, necessarily. And I know that probably is true for you, too. Now, you said you had thoughts of suicide, and, you know, if you want to commit suicide, and I always say this to people, go ahead. But don't kill yourself. Just kill whatever it is inside of you that needs to die. And in your case, you need to get rid of this idea that you're a failure and a disgrace. It isn't true. It's a lie. And embrace the idea that you have some important contributions in the future. You've yet to find out who you really are inside. And when you do, and when you get that vision for what you want to do, what you can accomplish, the sky is the limit, honestly. You know, I'm proof of that, and there are many others that are as well. You don't have to settle for other people's expectations. In fact, folks, all of you, please don't. Please be who you are. And if you have those thoughts of dying inside, it's because something needs to die. Figure out what it is. And for you, my friend here on Facebook, it is this feeling of being a loser, of being a failure, of being a disgrace. Get rid of that. Kill it. It's not true. And I hope you'll embrace who you are and that God didn't make a mistake when He made you. You are uniquely qualified for what's about to happen in your future. Go for it. God bless you. Have a great day.